I have owned this Carolina Skiff JV-15 for approximately 20 months now, and wanted to show you some of the things that I've done to the boat to improve it for my personal use. I've also made some modifications on the trailer, which benefits me to some extent. Up front here you can see on the trailer I have added a couple of planks. These are just 12-inch treated pine, and I've added some strips to them to provide me for some sure footing. In the colder months, I don't like to get wet when I'm putting the boat in or taking it out of the water, so what these planks allow me to do is to drive the boat up on the trailer and then step over the bow onto the planks, finish winching the boat up on the trailer, and then step directly right onto my tailgate of my truck, and I don't get my feet wet at all. I've had a lot of questions regarding the JV-15 versus the J-15, and the primary difference you will see right here is the V-hull. The V-hull of this boat provides quite a bit of cushioning when you're riding in chop or rough water. The J-15 bow basically just comes up, while as the JV-15 is kind of like a Boston whaler hull, flat at the back, but with a gradual modified V up front. It's a fairly dry boat. I think the V with the built-in chines keep the spray from getting up in the air and splashing back onto you while you're riding. Going a little further back, you will notice that this trailer does not have springs, leaf springs. It has a rubber torsion bar type system, and the axle and the hubs are made by a company called Knott, K-N-O-T-T. I believe they're based overseas, and the majority of travel trailers within the United States use this system. The hubs on this trailer are supposedly guaranteed for the life of the trailer. The dealer told me that if I ever removed the caps on the hubs, it would void the warranty. I seriously have some doubts that these hubs will last the life of the trailer. Past experience tells me that water eventually gets into those hubs and you have to replace the bearings. On previous trailers, I've replaced both the springs and the hubs within a period of 4 to 5 years. I think the longest I have lasted is about 7 years on a boat before I had to replace the hubs. As I said, I'm leery of this, so about once a month or so I will jack the trailer up and turn the wheels and listen to see if I hear anything. The bunks that you see on the side of the boat here were originally at the rear of the boat. The problem I had was that the boat sits so high on the trailer because it has a flat bottom and not a V bottom, that you have to back the trailer a considerable distance back into the water to get it off and get it on. It's no problem getting off, but when you start to put the boat back on the trailer, the bunks were underwater and it was difficult to keep it straight, because when you're driving the boat on, you couldn't see the bunks. They were almost invisible to you in the boat. So to solve that problem, I moved the bunks forward to where they are right now, purchased these guideposts that you see, and it makes it much easier for me to drive the boat on the trailer now. Probably the first thing I added on this boat was a Minn Kota Riptide 55-pound thrust trolling motor. I have used a trolling motor on previous boats, and I find it almost a necessity to keep you in the spots that you want to stay in water that is moving fast, or if the wind is pushing you. I also added a fish finder up front, a very inexpensive, I believe this is one of the cheapest Garmin's, and to let me know the depth of water at all times, especially in dirty water. If you get into a river or somewhere into the upper bay, the water is a little dirty, a little darker, and you cannot see the bottom. The transducer is added directly to the trolling motor. Up front there's 2 storage areas. And you probably cannot see my battery there for the trolling motor. I keep my anchor here, my bow rope, life preserver, and on the other side I keep an additional life preserver and a safety kit and a tool kit. Also up front you can see I've added a pedestal seat. Last winter I was fishing in one of the rivers up off the northern bay, and I almost fell in. The water was about 20 feet deep, and it scared me enough to say I need to add this as a kind of a safety measure. I'm a little too old to be trying to get back in the boat, especially when the water temperature is around 60 degrees. After adding it, I've become addicted to it. For me, standing on the bow of the boat for a few hours just wears your back and legs out. You're trying to balance yourself and cast and move around. This pole that you see here is a GoPro mount. It can be moved around at various positions in the boat. I made it so that it fits into any rod holder, and I have a bunch of rod holders on this boat. I have another GoPro mount up top here above my windshield. Also up front here I added a source of power, 12 volts, to run my pump on my bait well. I have a small bait well that I take in and out of the boat. I also added another 12 volt source here to power my GoPro. This boat was basically bare bones. It was set up as a tiller handle motor with a console seat at the back where that one is located, and a similar one up front. I had the dealer remove the front seat and had them install the smallest center console module that Carolina Skiff makes. You can notice that this console does not have a built-in live well or iced chest storage area. On previous boats that I've owned, I found out that when you have the built-in ice chest or live well, you can't keep them clean. I preferred to have an ice chest that I could take out at the end of the trip, carry it to my fish cleaning table, and afterwards clean it out good and just put it back in the boat. It's anchored with some very inexpensive ice chest mounts. This is nothing but a igloo cooler. It's the marine variety, and the only difference between the marine variety and the regular igloo is color. On top I have a 3-inch piece of foam that I've covered with some high quality vinyl. It is backed by a piece of plywood to provide a method for tacking the vinyl down. Also similar, the seat back there. That has worked out pretty well. I like that. Underneath the console, I put in a shelf that can be removed if I want it, but you can see underneath I keep my fire extinguisher, and down below there's a small container that I purchased at Home Depot or Lowe's, and I keep extra tackle there, as well as suntan lotion and bug spray, etc., etc. The battery for this boat is underneath that seat console there. Good place for it. It's out of the way. In the back here I mounted 2 rod holders. What I did was took 2 sheets of 3/8 inch plexiglass and attached them to the side of the boat, and then attached the rod holders to that. I also have as you can see, a tape measure on the side of the boat, and I also have one of those up front so I can measure my fish. Here I have my 8-pound mushroom anchor. Most of the time I will anchor on the flats from the rear of the boat, because it's quicker and easier than getting the anchor out of the front storage area. At the back of the boat here, I was always knocking my feet on the bilge pump that's in that little area down there, and I wanted to protect that, but I also wanted to just make a little extra storage space. This piece of plastic here is nothing but a large cutting board that I cut to the correct size and added some feet, nothing but PVC. And at the back there's a hinge there, stainless steel hinge that's screwed into the transom, and a little bungee cord to keep my tackle box from flying around when I'm on the road. At first I was a little skeptical of the trim tabs. They're called smart tabs. They adjust themselves according to the speed of the boat. But after I have used them for a considerable length of time, I really do like them. They get the boat up on a plane much quicker, and makes it a little more stable. If you're just sitting fishing and you encounter a wake from another boat, it keeps the boat a little more steady. The Honda engine, boy, it's been a winner for me. I I can't say enough about the service that I've gotten out of it. It cranks almost instantly. Even if I haven't run it for a month, of course I do take care of it. I run the engine completely dry of gasoline at the end of a trip, and that keeps the carbon from building up inside the carburetors. I chose Honda over Yamaha because a 30 horsepower Yamaha weighs 50 to 60 pounds more than this 30 horsepower Honda. And on the back of a transom of a small boat, that makes a big difference. It does have trim and tilt, which is just about a requirement for everyone nowadays. On this side of the boat, I could only mount one rod holder because I do use the built-in rod holders that came with the boat. I did not like those at first, but if you're going on a long trip, you don't want your rods sliding around inside the boat, so you can put your rods in that, and they stay very stable. I can put 3 rods on each side. You can see up front I use the front one to keep my net and my small bait net. And on this side of the boat, I have 2 additional rod holders. You can never have enough rod holders. In front of the console, I stuck a little bungee cord, and I've got 2 additional tackle boxes there. That concludes my rundown of my little Carolina Skiff JV-15. I'm sure I've forgotten to tell you something that I meant to, and if you have any questions, post them on the YouTube site, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the future.